Let's talk about the third law of exponent, which is raising a product to a power. This is the third law of exponent. We have AD, then this will be raised to the power of n. So what we're going to do, we are just going to distribute your exponent n with each of the variables or the bases a, b. So we have a raised to n, b raised to n. This is now the simplification of the third law of exponent, which is raising a product to a power. Let's have an example. Let's say we have here 5c squared. Then we are going to square this, or let's get the square of this. So let us simply distribute your exponents. So we have 5 squared, then c raised to the power of the product of 2 and 2. So we have 5 squared, then c raised to the power of 4. Let us simplify because this is not yet simplified. So we have 25 c to the power of 4. Another, let's say we have x cubed, y to the power of 4, z to the power of 7 raised to the power of 3. So let us just distribute your exponents with each of the different exponents of our different bases here. We have x raised to the power of 3 times 3. We have y raised to the product of the exponents 4 and 3. And we also have z raised to the power of the product of 7 and 3. So we will be getting x raised to the power of 6, y raised to the power of 12, then z raised to the power of 21. This is the answer. One more example. Let's say we have here 4a b to the power of 5, x raised to the power of 2, then cube. So here we have 4. We are going to raise 4 using cube. So we have cube, then a raised to the power of cube because the exponent of a here is 1. Then b will be raised to the product of its exponent 5 and the main exponent 3. Then we have x. This will be raised to the product of the two exponents, the exponent of x, which is 2, and the main exponent 3. So we have 4 cubed, then a cubed, b raised to the power of 15, x raised to the power of 6. But 4 cubed is not yet simplified. We have to simplify it further. 4 cubed, its power will become 64 because 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. We are going to multiply 4 by itself 3 times, not multiplying 4 by 3 because that's a no-no in math. Then simply copy the remaining coefficients. We have a cubed, b raised to the power of 15, and x raised to the power of x. Then let's have the next law of exponent. Let's say we have your 0 exponent. So 0 exponent, let's say we have a raised to 0. The answer should always be equal to 1. Always remember that. Whenever a variable or any constant when raised to the power of 0, the answer is always equivalent to 1. Example, let's say we have 2 raised to 0, that is equal to 1. Let's say we have quantity 3x to the power of 15, y raised to the power of 9 raised to 0. This is equal to 1. Another, let's say we have 5, then x squared. We're going to multiply this to 0. The answer is, what do you think will be the answer? What is the answer? 5 raised to 0, this would become now equal to still 1. So this is your zero exponent. So any number, any constant, any variable, when raised to the power of 0, it would always become 1. Then let's say the next law of exponent. This is, let's say, the negative exponent. The negative exponent, let's say we have a raised to the power of n negative. The answer would always become 1 all over a raised to n. So in using your exponent, particularly negative exponent, the numerator of this, when simplified, will always become 1. And the base, as you see here, is a. Its exponent will always become positive. So the simplification of a raised to negative n would be equal to 1 all over a raised to n. Example, let's say we have 2 raised to negative 4. If we will simplify this, do not forget to write your 1. 1 all over 2 raised to the power of 4. Just change the value of negative 4 to positive 4. Then, simplifying this further, we have now 1 all over 16. Because we multiplied 2 by itself 4 times. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Another, let's say we have x raised to the power of negative 8. This will become 1 all over x raised to 8. Pretty simple. Then how about if we have ab squared, then this will be raised to the power of negative 1. So what you're going to do, write 1 all over, just copy this one. So we will have now a, then b squared. This is now the answer. So always remember that if we have a negative exponent, the result would always become 1 all over a raised to the positive exponent of the given base. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.